with the whole fighting thing, that's a type of incident that could either ruin a team or it could spark something in that team. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the Clutch Points YouTube channel. My name is Dante. This is Ben, and today, in honor of the NBA playoffs starting and the play-in tournament starting tonight, as of this recording, April 11th, we are going to go over the play-in games, not the entire playoffs. We're just going to go over just the few play-in games that we have going on, give our predictions, who we think is going to win, what we think is going to happen, and just kind of, you know, just set the tone for the rest of the playoffs remaining after the play-in tournament. I think the playoffs start Saturday or Sunday, so it's a quick turnaround time for the play-in to the first game of the playoffs. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. But we'll start with the East 7 versus 8 seed, the Miami Heat versus Atlanta Hawks. And this is honestly a big game. They play tonight because whoever wins this game is playing Boston Celtics. Yep. So this is a big matchup. The Miami Heat, I think both these teams have kind of been flying under the radar this year. So the Miami Heat especially, they're always a talented team that, and we've said this in previous videos, during the regular season, they are what they are. They might not be the best team, although I think they were the 1 seed, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. But this year, they finished as a 7th seed, kind of hanging around that 5, 6, 7, 8 area. But when the playoffs come around, someone like Jimmy Butler, when the playoffs start, White literally turns into a top 5 player. And that's not even me. I'm not even just saying that. Like, I love Jimmy Butler, but just
some players are just built for the spotlight.
He turns it up and he literally goes from being a start, like a good starter, perennial all-star player to a genuine MVP type of player. The Atlanta Hawks, on the other hand, I don't think, as much as I would like the Hawks to win this matchup, and I say that because I would love the Celtics to play the Hawks in the first round opposed to the
I was going to ask you, who would you rather play?
I'd rather play the Hawks. I think
I would agree.
If the Celtics play the Hawks, I would say gentleman sweep. I'll give them a game. I don't want to discredit them by any means, but I'm going to go with the Miami Heat here. It's going to be a tough first round matchup for the Celtics. It's going to be, but we're not predicting that stuff. But I think the Heat will win, become the 7th seed. So then on the other side of it, we have the Raptors and Chicago Bulls. And honestly, not surprising because the next best team was the Pacers, who were 5 games behind. The Bulls are kind of that team that someone had to make the 10th seed. You know what I mean? Someone had to fill in that final spot. The Bulls had a good amount of up and downs this year, a lot of different trade rumors, a lot of, you can say dysfunction in the locker room. Zach LaVine kind of, rumors going around. He doesn't really want to be there. He's not, getting the shine that he should be getting. Yeah. I mean, he's a very good player.
He is.
But let me tell you, DeMar DeRozan is having since he's come to Chicago, DeMar DeRozan he just is always good. He's never had a down season.
I agree.
Since coming to Chicago, he had 28 last year, 24.5 this year. He is just incredible. The Raptors, they're a team that was floating around this year, but they're built off size, they're built off matchups, and they're a team that has a lot of weapons. It would be cool if the Bulls win, kind of just like one of those teams you don't expect to make it. I think it would be cool, but the Raptors are the better team, and the Bulls, again, are kind of just there to be there. So now we go to the West, and now honestly, this is much more exciting than the Eastern Conference because you have, I'll start with 7-8. Lakers, Minnesota. Now, this was already going to be a great matchup. The Timberwolves, they were a team that was floating around. They made a few trades, got rid of D'Angelo Russell, traded him to the Lakers, ironically enough. Karl Anthony Towns missed 50-plus games this year with a calf injury, so he missed a lot of time. But since he's been back, he's one of the best centers in the league. Anthony Edwards I actually don't have enough good things to say about Anthony Edwards. He is going to be he already is, but he's going to be a megastar in the NBA.
Yeah.
Then you got the Lakers. Yeah. And that team,
it's such a wild card.
It is.
There's so many good players on that team.
The Lakers,
but they're just not very good for what they have.
For what they have, they're not very good. Anthony Davis is one of the most injury-riddled players in the league. When he's healthy, he's one of the best, but he can't stay healthy. No. LeBron James, we're starting to see. I don't want to say, I don't want to go against LeBron because I say this and he'll come out and drop 40 tonight, right? But this is the first time we actually started to see age play a factor into injuries, especially. Never had really any major injuries. This year, I think he's missed the most time. His first year in the Lakers, he missed a lot of time, but it was honestly like they were losing that year, and they just didn't want to. There was no reason for him to play, so that's a whole different thing. But they didn't have a lot to go off of the regular season. They didn't have a lot of time to build that chemistry. But with everyone healthy now, and we've said in previous videos, LeBron James in the playoffs is a totally different person than regular season LeBron.
He is.
And with a little drama, I'm sure you've seen this and heard about this. The Timberwolves had a little fight on the bench a few days ago between Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson. Where Kyle Anderson called him a bitch, and Gobert punched him.
Rudy said what? Like, go get some rebounds.
He goes, get some rebounds, and Kyle Anderson would get some blocks, and then Gobert. And like a day before, he came out with a quote saying, like, talking about Anderson. He's like, like, I don't agree with everything he says, but it comes from a good place, and I respect him because it like fires me up and stuff like that. Next day, he punches him in the chest. Go into the locker room. Kyle Anderson goes, "I'll beat your ass right now" and stuff. Timberwolves ownership comes down, sends him home, and suspends him. Yeah. So Gobert is not playing this game.
Fair enough, though.
If Gobert played, I think it definitely would have played a factor. I think he would have matched up with Anthony Davis. Now it's like Karl Anthony Towns is a great player, but he's not. Yeah. It's going to be hard for him to match up with Davis. So I think the Lakers are going to win this. It's honestly really a toss-up because you don't know what kind of Lakers you're going to get. You can get a Lakers team where D'Angelo Russell is going to miss a bunch of shots. LeBron doesn't really do too well. Injuries could play a factor into this as well. But if it's the Lakers that we've been seeing recently, I'm going to go with the Lakers. And it's crazy because they're a team that genuinely
could make a run
and make it as far as the Eastern Conference Finals or losing the play-in.
Right.
It's
hit or miss with them.
It's so hit or miss. It's so hard to predict what
you don't know what they'll do. You don't know what you're going to see every night when the Lakers roll out.
And honestly, like they win this game, they play the Grizzlies. Then they get to play either the Warriors or the Kings. And, like, if the Kings play, the Lakers have more experience. Like, they legitimately could make a finals run. They could, but...
with the talent they have, yeah. 100%.
A lot of factors play into it. But for now, I'm going to say the Lakers win this and make it as the 7th seed to go up against the Grizzlies, the 2 seed. Then the other side of things, two very interesting teams, the New Orleans Pelicans and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Two teams that honestly, like, you wouldn't have expected, especially the Thunder. I mean,
I know.
The Thunder
what a story.
Go from a team that trades all their star players, the Westbrooks, the Paul Georges, their second overall pick, their first round pick this year, didn't play. Chet Holmgren got hurt in the rec league, whatever, the Drew League, I believe it was called. But they have a player named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
he's the man.
31.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, over a steal and a half, and a block a game. He is, at 24 years old, he is just incredible. And also, doesn't really shoot threes. He shot 51% from the field this year, averaging 31 points, 34% from 3. Granted, doesn't shoot a lot, and 90% from the free throw line. He is as efficient. For a guy that puts up 30 a game, he is one of the most efficient players in the league. And then he's surrounded by guys like Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, another rookie who will or should finish second in MVP voting, who is just all around. He has a unbelievably bright future. Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, but the trend here is that they're so young. They're so young, and it speaks to
that's the thing. When they made all these trades, like, you knew what they were getting back, draft capital wise.
Right.
It was just a matter of when that would all click, and it's now.
And it's crazy because I know I'm not speaking for myself. I bet I'm speaking for a lot of Oklahoma City Thunder fans by saying they didn't expect them to make it this far. But it's like usually, like, when a team overachieves, fan base can be like, "Oh, I wish they didn't because we lost out on a pick or something like that." The Oklahoma City Thunder, they have over 38 picks over the next about 6, 7, 8 years. 19 first and 19 second round picks.
You can't even use that many.
That's more than 2 rosters. Then you got the Pelicans, led by Brandon Ingram, and they're just like, if Zion Williamson was there, it would be a different story. He's another guy that just can't stay healthy. Brandon Ingram missed a lot of time this year too, but he's been healthy as of late and playing phenomenal. CJ McCollum is a great player as well, a little bit undersized, and then they're surrounded by talent. Trey Murphy, very good shooter. Jonas Valanciunas, good center. Like, he can do his own, hold his own, 14 and 10. Herbert Jones, good defender. Jose Alvarado. Like, they have pieces. And I'm looking forward to this game because this genuinely is a toss-up. There's really no like rhyme or reason, and either of these teams can win. I'm picking the Thunder just because like I love the story.
You have to.
I love the talent. They're so young, but they're so loaded with great young talent. They know how to play together. They're led by Shea, but they click. They know what they're doing. And I think that type of team going up against a Pelicans team that, you know, has guys in and out of the lineup, plug and play all year.
Yep.
I think the Thunder, you know, have have better chemistry. And I think just the way that their season has gone, they see it. Like, listen, like, I understand we're young and we have all these picks and people are counting us out, but like, why not us mentality?
Exactly.
I love that. And again, the plan's about, you know, the play-in tournaments for Cinderella teams and Cinderella stories, and I think this could be one of them. Let us know in the comments who you think are going to win the play-in games, what you think is going to happen for the rest of the NBA playoffs. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out all the other videos on this channel. Check us out on other platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Look up Clutch Points. We're there. Peace out, guys.